Sir, how was the first night of former Bamban Mayor Alice Go in the Pasig City Jail? Tell us more about what happened in the last 24 hours.
Well, after we sent her to her assigned cell at around 3:43 p.m. yesterday, the feedback from our female warden there was that she was shocked uh, with the conditions of her cell because I think she was expecting a different cell. And during the night, there was no incident reported to us as to any negative incident or any incident report. We have received no report yet. So we believe she had a normal situation in Pasig City Jail female dorm. At 7 a.m. today, she arrived at the Senate for the continuation of her Senate inquiry hearing. And everything is normal so far and no negative incident happened.
All right, sir, talk to us about how shocked she was when she saw her cell. Did she cry? Did she throw a tantrum? Did she demand to see her lawyers once again? What happened there?
She was mostly compliant. She did not. She was just. We just saw her reaction. She was shocked, but there was no tantrum, no other violent reaction. Other than that, I think she adjusted pretty well, considering that she's also sharing her cell or a bed space with 6 other PDL.
Okay, and how did she get along well with her other cellmates? Did you manage to seek the comments or some feedback from her cellmates?
Based on the feedback from the warden, she wasn't really talking with her cellmates as of yesterday. So she was keeping it to herself, but we are encouraging her cellmates to talk to her, to engage with her, so that she won't feel isolated in that cell also.
All right. Sir, yesterday, the former Bamban mayor tested negative for tuberculosis. Did the BJMP health officials finally trace the cause of this infection?
We were not able to trace the cause because the test came from the impression in her X-ray result that was provided to us by the PNP. It was a medical requirement for her commitment. But as a precautionary measure, the BJMP deemed it necessary for her to undergo a confirmatory test or using her saliva as a collection sample, and we sent it to a laboratory in Quezon City Jail. And then that's just a precautionary measure. We were just conducting our due diligence in order to determine whether or not the population is safe if we will, transfer her to a cell with 43 other PDL.
Okay. Sir, the Pasig City Jail has released an order preventing former Mayor Go's transfer to the Pasig City Jail. Sorry, not the Pasig City Jail. Let me rephrase that. The Pasig Regional Trial Court released an order preventing Go's transfer to the Pasig City Jail, but that order apparently was released when she was already in the facility in Pasig City. What does this mean for Mayor Go? Does this mean that she will be transferred back to Camp Crame, or is that moot and academic already?
First and foremost, Miss PDL Alice Go will remain in BJMP custody until further notice from the court. This order was considered moot by the court, and we received an order in the afternoon around 1 p.m. After her commitment that the previous court order about her retention in PNP custody is now canceled and moot. So even the hearing for that matter was also canceled by the court.
Okay, so what is definite now is that she will stay in Pasig City until her case is actually decided upon by the court.
Yes, Miss Pat, PDL Alice Guo will remain in BJMP custody in Pasig City Jail Female Dormitory until the court orders us any further court order to transfer her anywhere.
Okay.
But for now, she will remain in our custody.
Okay, Go's camp has repeatedly said that she has been receiving a lot of death threats allegedly. What is the BJMP doing to ensure that she will remain safe inside the facility where she is detained in?
Before her transfer, we already conducted security risk assessment in her cell assignment. We even scanned the profiles of her cellmates, and we found that there was no threat from inside the cell. Most of her cellmates have 80% drug-related cases, and the other ones have crimes against properties. Other than that, we tightened our security. We provided additional personnel. Even her escorts right now for the Senate hearing were the additional personnel that were provided by the BJMP. Her bed space assigned in that cell was strategically located near the CCTV cameras, and it's also near our duty station so that they can have 24/7 monitoring of her. So the security is tight for her inside the jail, and we assure her safety and security while in our custody, ma'am.
Okay, how many security escorts is assigned to former Mayor Go?
I cannot reveal the specifics, but we have provided 2 teams of a tactical response team. And we also have an augmentation team from the Philippine National Police at Pasig City Police Station who help us with the security preparation. Even in the perimeter area around the jail, there are also policemen from Pasig City Police who's assisting us right now.
So the forces were augmented because of Mayor Go's presence there?
Yes, specifically for the purpose of securing the premises and, of course, for the transfer of Alice Go.
Okay, I understand that Alice Go is a high-profile personality under the BJMP currently. Tell us about the things that are being provided for her, because the public is quite concerned on whether or not she is being given special treatment. Let's first talk about her daily meals. How many meals are being served? What kind of food is she actually consuming in the BJMP? Because it's no secret, sir, na parang there have been reports already about the quality of food being served to some PDLs.
Yeah. First, as a policy, the BJMP has no VIP treatment. Even before her transfer and even after her transfer, the BJMP chief, the jail director, Ruelas Rivera, reminded the warden and our personnel there against this practice. And he even warned that he will file an administrative case for those who will practice it. As to the food, yes, we have 70 pesos budget per day and per person, and that will be divided into 3 meals, so around 23 pesos per meal. So she was served with a regular meal of any ordinary PDL also. Just like yesterday, the menu for breakfast was macaroni. It's a macaroni sopas. And it's a Filipino dish, and also a pinakbet in lunch, pinakbet and 1 cup of rice. So basically, what she will eat is what everyone eats in the population. But however, she can have her visitors bring in cooked food that is consumable for the day. That is allowed, provided that it's subject to the inspection of our duties and it follows the strict visiting schedule.
Okay, before we talk...
And as to the budget, it still remains 70 pesos, and I guess I think she will be served. She will be served with what the normal PDL is eating.
Okay, before we talk about her visitation rights, let's first talk about if she ate well.
From the feedback of the warden, she had a light dinner and she did not take her breakfast today. I guess she will be taking early snacks for this morning.
All right. Speaking of her visitation rights, how often is she allowed to receive visitors? And did she already have several visitors since she entered the Pasig City Jail yesterday?
Yesterday, she was visited by her lawyer, also to witness the booking procedures and also to be transparent that all her human rights and all her rights are being preserved and observed during the process. She will be receiving visitors just like any other ordinary PDL, and they will follow the schedule. Tuesdays to Fridays, the visiting hours will be 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, it's a whole day visitation from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we have no visits on Monday because it's for other programs and for general cleaning. So yeah, ma'am, that's the visitation policy for her and for any other PDL.
And finally, Superintendent Bustinera, what are the main challenges in detaining such a high-profile personality as Alice Go in a basic city jail?
Well, the challenge is mostly the security tightening because we have to allot more personnel to man the facilities. Another challenge would be to transport her from our jail to any other place that requires her presence. So, but for that, we have our mitigation measures and also we have countermeasures for that. And we are trying our best to provide her with the best security also, just like any other PDL. And at the same time, we want to ensure that she can attend all the hearings that's required of her.
All right, and we will have to leave it at that and wait and see how the former Bamban mayor will actually survive in the Pasig City Jail. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning, BJMP spokesperson, Jail Superintendent J.